is the word.
They let us back on.
I know, right?
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, well, we're here and they can't stop us now. We're in the booth and we barricade the door.
And we're here for season 2.
Season 2/1, depending on what you want to call this. This is the first season we're recording, actually.
Oh, finally.
And the last season was just garbage, so we're just going to pretend it
Well, there's some few good moments.
Well, I just hate myself.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to turn off Lenny. Whatever this guy's name is.
Yeah, just turn him down. It's Thin Lizzy.
Okay, cool. I'd give you a sticker if I had one. I gave you a cookie already, so you can.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, welcome to Nerds the Word.
Yeah.
I'm Jackson DiCarlo, and this is my co-host Ben Anderson. I'd like to say hi, Ben. You're more than welcome to.
Well, I'm here, and I was trying to turn up our headphones so I know what we sound like.
Fine, don't. Okay. Well, we're coming at you live from Fredonia's campus, SUNY Fredonia. That's where we are right now, and we have a talk show called Nerds the Word.
Riveting gameplay.
Yeah. We're just two dudes that like video games and movies and other stuff, and we're going to talk about our favorites and make some reviews and recommendations, speculate on what's to come, and, just give you the news or whatever.
And since this is a new year, new us, new me, we're gonna talk about the future of 2019.
But before we do that, we're going to talk about the past.
Oh, the past.
Because we forgot a lot of stuff, and by forgot I mean we weren't on
we
air
weren't
to
here.
talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a recap. But before the recap, we're going to do our little icebreaker.
I don't know.
You forget the routine, Ben? I know it's been a while.
Well, I never know. Like, for people who don't know, I never know the question. So
yeah,
it's really funny.
I decided to just write out all of everything I want to talk about on the show, and Ben just kind of shows up.
Well, I mean, I like genuine reactions.
Okay. This is our dynamic. I'm the prepared one, and Ben is here.
I'm pretty prepared. I'm the one who's recording.
So, as you know, the last time we recorded was far before the holiday season.
That was true.
While we were gone, we did celebrate Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Not together, but, we both celebrated.
In general.
So what was your favorite Christmas present you got this year, bud?
Man.
If you'd like to think, I could go first.
I don't really get gifts anymore. I just get handed money.
All right, well, that can be a gift.
I mean, that's usually what I get.
My grandpa gave me $100. That was nice. I mean, was it 50? I don't know. He just gave me a card of money and was like, "Here, happy Christmas." I was like, "Thanks, Grandpa."
I don't underappreciate them giving me money. I mean, okay, what's your favorite Christmas gift ever?
Ever is my Wii.
You like your Wii?
Yeah, my mom just sent me a picture the other day of me playing the Wii. I'll pull it up for you. And it was a magical experience. But yeah, my ever is my Wii. But I'm talking about this recent Christmas.
Yeah. If we ever do a video of this, I should be able to post this on the video.
What was it?
No, of the of your photo with the Wii.
Oh, the photo. Okay, yeah, it is. It was me and my dad playing the Wii.
Oh, look at that! Yeah. Look at a young Jackson's dad right there.
Look at a young me. I look like a munchkin.
You're like a 6-year-old because it came out in 2006.
Yeah, something like that. I think this was 2007. Actually.
Or yeah.
Anyway, but I mean, my favorite Christmas present from this year, however, I got a bunch of games. My mom got me a bunch of board games, /card games, and they're all incredible. My mom did hours of research to find the best games. We got one called Dude. We played this a few times, and basically the point of the game is just to say Dude over and over again. And with a group of 5 people, it's just a bunch of sweaty dudes in a room just saying Dude over and over again in different ways, and it's amazing.
I think we were already sweaty dudes in a room, but us saying
we usually say Dude
is pretty interesting.
But yeah, making a game out of it's pretty great.
Because there's multiple ways in saying Dude. If no one got the premise.
I got Outburst.
Did we ever play that?
Not yet, but we did play True Colors. That one was fun.
That one's pretty fun. I mean, the few times we played that one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing the Death one
Stupid
again.
Deaths. Yeah, that was funny. That's like a true or false game involving how people died.
I feel like even if you lose, it's not really I don't know. It's not like a
It's
fair
an educational
thing,
experience. It's pretty neat. And get bit. And that was funny. You just managed to snag the win from Mike on that one.
That's true. I'm surprised.
Well, yeah, I got a lot of really cool games from my super cool mom.
Yeah, it was a fun time us playing.
Do you think of anything you want to mention, or you just want to move on?
I mean, I'll say my favorite Christmas gift. I think it probably is my original DS.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was a pretty fun
I think
day.
I also got a DS for Christmas. Either that or my birthday, but it was the super cool limited edition navy blue Mario one.
Oh, yeah. See, what did I get? I got it 08, 09. That's when I got the DS.
Oh, yeah?
And it was the cool red Mario. Yeah, New Super Mario Bros. that came with it, and it was a pretty fun time. I mean, I played that thing until death, just about. I mean, really, the best part about it still works, and it's fun.
Oh, yeah?
I probably own over, 30 games for it, so it's a fun time.
All right, well, I've been campaigning for this episode on Instagram for a few days now. I've been hyping up the grand reopening, as we say in the industry, so... I put up a poll. I said, what question do you have us to answer?
Oh, no. This is a bad
First one
idea.
was my buddy Alex. He said, can I get a shout-out? No. Chris Wirtz, my good old friend. Why did my dad leave me? Bennett, my brother Bennett. He decided to ask about tomorrow's Direct.
Oh,
which
cool.
we will be covering in the near future, so hang on tight, bud.
I think we'll make some predictions, and then we'll talk about it next time.
No, we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight, but not too much.
No, I meant the predictions, and then we'll talk about...
Yeah, we'll talk about it next
That's
show,
what I meant.
It is tomorrow, whatever. Yeah, anyway, I think that's...
Because when we're recording this is the day before...
Today is Tuesday, the 12th of February.
2019.
Right. So
this will date us very heavily.
Let's we have been making a lot of renovations to the show behind the scenes. We have been working on a cool thing that we are going to put on the interwebs soon. We're not going to say what it is because I don't want to.
Well, I think me and Jackson have been really wanting to grow this a little bit larger.
Yeah, we want to get this, as we've been mentioning, we wanted to record it, and we actually are as of right now.
Hopefully.
If all goes according to plan.
It says I can stop recording anytime, so I'm assuming it's recording.
Let's hope it works. On top of that, we are going to be launching some sort of social media platforms.
Yeah.
Probably at least Instagram and Twitter, we don't know.
I mean, do you really use Facebook? Because I don't know enough about Facebook. I've never owned a Facebook, and no one really cares. Just dodge
that one entirely.
I mean, I don't care personally.
But yeah, at least those two, we'll keep you posted on when we post.
Yeah, because I think how we're planning on doing, I would have the Twitter and you would have the Instagram.
Well, we'd both have access to
we both could post. It's just that we like both of the, how often do you use Twitter? I'm on there.
I'm on there every day just scrolling through, but I don't post anything.
I don't post often either, but with nerd is the word I would probably post a little bit more.
We'd figure it out, but yeah, just keep that in mind. We'll have more ways to interact with the show. Yeah,
and you can interact with us because it'll be fun,
But yeah, well, let's start getting into the actual reason why we're here, which is movies and video games and stuff.
Oh, is that why we're here?
Yes.
Oh.
Also, I have nothing to do with my spare time.
All right.
So let's start with the movies that we missed over break.
Yes.
So the first one was Aquaman, and this is what we promised to see but never did.
Yeah, I very much promised you that I was going to go see this.
Yeah, me too, and I also did not.
I just didn't have time. Honestly.
I had plenty of time. I just didn't go.
I don't know. I was kind of busy over break, to be honest, doing other things.
My mom got tickets for the whole family to go see, a early screening of it. And, I don't know, I think it was through Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah, that was a weird
thing.
And
they got to see it early, so I couldn't really go with my dad, so...
I wonder if they will do the same thing with Shazam.
Maybe, I don't know.
That'd be weird.
But, yeah, that came out. It got very mixed reviews.
It's...
A lot of people are like, whoa, it's really cool. And a lot of people are like, that's just one of the worst things I've ever seen with my eyes.
At the very least, I look at it as something to at least see once.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? If you already seen Suicide Squad, how much worse can it get?
Is this katana? She's got my back. I'm just looking at it. I'm not talking into the mic for a reason, buddy.
Well, I just want to make sure it's recorded.
Yeah, so overall it's got a 66. Metacritic says 55. Audience score is a 69. IMDb is 74. Letterboxd is a 65. But yeah, it was like I said,
66 is not too bad.
Reception. Either way, it destroyed the box office. It did very well.
That's all that matters, really. That's
overall, all that matters,
at the end of the day,
it was 100 million or something.
That's not too. That's it's probably over 100 million.
It did go over $1 billion because it beat The Dark Knight in the box office.
I was going to say it has to do over that.
Absurd, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's at a time when superhero films are not as big as they are now.
Yeah, that's true. I bet if it was The Dark Knight was released today, it'd probably destroy. But we'll see. The next one was Holmes and Watson.
Oh,
So this is something I really wanted to see, and then didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because this was one of the worst movies that has ever been released in a cinema.
I don't think it's... Are you sure it's really that bad?
It was so bad that there were nationwide walkouts.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was, like, trash. Like, I'm gonna come out of Holmes and Watson walkouts.
I mean, I'm just curious because I'm just like...
Theater walkouts across the country. Faces walkouts and harsh reviews. Holmes and Watson's is so bad, viewers are walking out mid-movie. It's so bad that Netflix turned it down. And Netflix doesn't have even, quality stuff on it. So if it's that bad, it's gotta be...
I think you underrate Netflix sometimes.
Well, the originals are...
Some of the originals are pretty good. It's just that some of them are not suited for you.
I gotta find this one review that I found that was incredible. You just talk for something.
But Netflix is pretty fun. I've been
False. Okay, here we go.
What?
This is called From the Heart of a True Fan on Amazon, I think. 2 out of 10 stars.
Okay. Starting off high.
Yeah, when I was a rookie state trooper at the age of 24, I had to knock on a door at 2 a.m. to awaken a mother and father just to tell them that their son, also 24, had been killed in an automobile accident. I'm sorry. I tried to say vehicle instead of automobile. But there we go. Naturally, they were distraught. I stayed in their home and answered their many questions and attempted to comfort them the best I could until the family members arrived. At the mere age of 24, I was not ready for that moment, and I've spent the following 23 years secure in the notion that those 90 minutes would be the most agonizing and uncomfortable 90 minutes of my life. I was wrong. The night in 1995 will forever finish a distant second to the time I watched Holmes and Watson.
I mean, that might be a little overboard, but...
Well...
It is funny.
Todd McComas Comedy said so what am I to judge?
Yeah,
all the other reviews below it are 1 star, so... But yeah, it was an atrocious mess, apparently. It was just, like, not even worth, like, seeing for the... Like, ironically, like, it was just a mess across the board. I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm sure I'd agree with him, but from what I remember, like, the Metacritic and stuff was just trash. I'm trying to find it right now.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, what were you expecting from this movie? Because, I mean, the actors were pretty big and they're pretty good together.
Have a great dynamic duo. Like, they have Talladega Nights and Step Brothers behind their back, but I think they were directed by the same guy, right?
I'm not confident. I mean, honestly, those aren't my favorite comedies of all time either.
They were good, though. They were funny.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of funny.
I also
one of
like
my dad's favorite movies.
Well, I also think. I mean, it's weird because like the trailers didn't even look that interesting to me.
For Holmes and Watson.
Yeah, and they didn't even
God, 24.
They weren't intriguing to me. Like, it didn't look god awful, but they didn't look good.
Excuse me, I wasn't really too interested in seeing it, but I was like, God, that milkshake got to me. I was like, I'm a fan of Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly together. So
how good was these people?
The highest critic review is a 60, and that's from New York Magazine. The rest are far below that, and one gave it a straight up 0.
That's
a 24 critic score and a 2.1 user score. What? This movie is so bad, just so bad. It is insulting to see such a talented cast wasted and look like amateurs. Each minute is packed with what should be several laughs, but none of them hit home to the point where the entire film feels like an improv piece. In addition, the whole mystery at the center of it couldn't possibly be more bare bones. In the end, the joke will be on you if you sit through the entire viewing of Holmes and Watson.
It's weird to me that they weren't, like... It seems weird because I'm like... I'd imagine they're talented enough to just improv an entire movie.
Yeah, I guess people were blaming like the director and just the script.
Maybe that's the case. Because, I see what I did there. Well,
okay, thanks for that. Moving on, Glass. That was M. Night Shyamalan's take on a superhero.
Class
movie.
Or Glass?
Glass.
I heard Glass.
As in Shattering Glass.
Shattering Glass.
That was the movie that combined Unbreakable, like with Bruce Willis and.
Split.
No, Mr. Man.
What do you mean, Mr. Man?
Nick Fury. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, well, yeah, Nick Fury.
And then they combined that with Split, which was the guy from Split. I don't remember his name.
He's a good actor.
He was a very good actor. In that
he still is a good actor.
Yeah,
I don't think
he is,
changed.
But the movie bombed. No one liked it.
I don't know if nobody liked it.
It was just not very well
It has
received.
It has a high audience score.
From what I heard from the fans who were like, I'm a Shyamalan fan, but this is just
I thought like I thought it had a high audience score. I didn't think it had a negative viewpoint on there.
No, Metacritic's 42. Audience is like 70, but that's across. I don't know what this is.
70 is pretty good. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not like... Glass is a weird thing to me where I'm like, I'm pretty sure based on all the reviews I watched, a lot of people don't like is the 15 minutes, which is the big Shyamalan twist part.
Oh, yeah, I just heard that it was just... Like, the twists were garbage.
Just the main twist. Because it doesn't, like... I mean, it's weird because I've spoiled myself on the movie because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I see why people are upset with it, just because there wasn't really... Like, the twist just had no payoff. It's not the fact that the twist itself was bad, it just had no payoff to it.
Ooh, Rotten Tomatoes is a 37.
I mean, but is it really worth a 37? I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. I guess it's hard to, like... overall. I've seen both ends of the spectrum, and both have been kind of... Yeah, critics are like, this is trash, but like, I guess audience is 75. But then, if I go to Suicide Squad... on the same website.
Glass at least looks interesting to look at, where I think Suicide Squad doesn't look interesting to look at, you know?
There's the same thing. It's a 27 and a 60 audience score, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I look at Suicide Squad, and I'm like, this is just unbearable to look at in terms of the trailer, and because all the color grading doesn't look that good.
Yeah, because it was edited in a trailer house.
Yeah, and it's kind of ugly to look at, where I think Glass actually looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And has a style to it. So, I mean, overall, I think Glass is probably okay. Just not any great by any means.
Probably a flip of the coin. We'll see.
You know what I mean?
Time will tell if it's, worth watching,
I guess. Well, that's true.
But, yeah, the Lego Movie 2 came out, but we have yet to see it.
It's also, I heard it's not doing that well in the box office.
Yeah, it was a disappointing release.
I mean,
because it just didn't do nearly as much as the original did.
I mean, was it expected to? I mean...
I guess.
It seemed like there was very little marketing for this movie.
Well, they put the entire first movie on YouTube for free.
Well,
I mean, it's getting good reviews. It's got a 91, a 93, a 4 to 5.
But what was the marketing for this movie, though?
I don't know.
Like, I think that's the main issue, is that there was very little marketing for this movie. I mean, like, that's what I'm thinking, because I don't think parents and kids knew this was in theaters. Because honestly, like, I didn't, I knew it was coming, but you're just like, oh, it's coming out this weekend, and I'm like, oh, is it really? Okay, then.
I guess, looking through these headlines, it seems like it's, good, but it just hasn't made the money it was expected to.
Like, how good is it? Is it as good as the original?
I was like, yeah, just as good.
Okay, I didn't know if that's what the reviewers were saying.
Suffered from franchise fatigue, I guess one says.
I mean, 3
just
movies
released with a disappointing 3. Hang on, I'm trying to.
I mean, like, it's hard to say it's like fatigue of a franchise if they only have 2 movies in it.
Well, then you got to consider the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie, the Lego Ninjago movie, and now Lego movie 2.
I mean, I don't really consider Ninjago a part of that canon. I consider it like
a disappointing 34.1 million opening. That's less than half of the original 69.1 opening. But yeah,
I mean, I'm just kind of curious of how
they
this
were hoping to get around 50 to 55 million.
I'm just kind of curious of how this hurts Lego as a brand.
I think it hurts them.
Yeah, I don't know how bad. Well, because anything with Lego on the word on it will affect investors and how they perceive the company.
No, we'll see. I really want to see it still. I've liked all the Lego movies I've seen so far, so we'll see.
I mean, you've seen them all except for Ninjago, but I mean, I don't think you watched any of Ninjago.
No. Ninjago is just too off the rails for me.
It's a little too hardcore.
But yeah. God. Anyway, that just about does it for movies.
Was there anything about the future, or not really?
Future's after this, but we're still in the past.
The past.
It's the ghost of Christmas past right now.
Can we, like, kill him yet, or not?
No, we gotta talk about video games, because a lot of stuff happened in the time we were gone.
Has it really now?
Yes, actually. So, we'll start with Nintendo. Not much for Nintendo, but it's all good stuff.
Well, I mean, like, I think they're just gearing up for the new year, and...
Yeah, so, since we have left, Piranha Plant has been added to Smash, which has been very well received. He's fun and stupid and great.
I mean, none of us really use him, but I think the reason is just because... we don't want to overuse him.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been using him.
I think that's why a lot of
it's gimmicky why I'm using him, but then I don't know. We'll see.
He's kind of gimmicky, but I feel like that's half the roster of.
But he's actually pretty solid according
Super
to
Smash Bros.
Zero and ESAM and stuff. Higher tier gods of Smash.
Well, I mean, like he just moves like a normal up close fighter would.
Yeah.
It's not like just kind of imagine where Hitbox would be, and I'm just kind of like, oh, he kind of plays like Cap in weird ways, but then not in others. I mean, that's kind of how all these characters
hard to explain, but he's cool. That's the gist of it. Nothing really to report there.
Yeah, he's just fun.
Metroid Prime 4 had a development update over break,
which
was quite shocking. Basically, this game was announced 2 years ago at E3, and all they showed was a 4 in space and said it's Metroid Prime 4.
Which is pretty unlike Nintendo to do, because whenever they announce something, it's usually within
they have it ready.
Within 6 months of its release. There's only 2 times. There's really only a few times in the past 10 years really where this where this has not happened. It is Breath of the Wild and then this game.
Yeah, so they said Metroid Prime 4 in development. That's it. They didn't say when it was coming out, when it was expected to come out, or like any gameplay or whatever.
I mean, granted, I think they made sure to put like early in development underneath. And
yeah.
I think
they just announced it, and that was 2 years ago. And then last E3, they said nothing, not a word. And everyone was like, hello, Metroid?
Well, it's hard to say. Like, I think
people were
very
expecting
early.
something. But, yeah, as they said, it was early in development, but whatever. And then this year, it was also no show at E3, which was still surprising, but...
What? I thought it was only...
Oh, no, you're right. It was...
Yeah, it's only been one E3 pass.
I'm in 2019 mode right
now.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I was like,
anyway,
what are you talking about?
I think it was December or early January. They posted a video on their YouTube channel called Metroid Prime 4 Development Update or whatever. And I think it was like the president of, or like the head of software engineering or something.
One of the heads at Nintendo, really.
He basically came out and said, we're aware that we've announced this game, that everyone's excited for it, but we had to make a difficult decision of just scrapping what we had because we weren't happy with it. And we're going to start fresh with the original studio who made the original trilogy.
Retro Studios, yes.
And we will keep you updated. We're sorry if we're disappointing you, and we hope you can understand. It was just a 3-minute, very respectful video saying that they had to start over.
I mean, honestly, like, if they were just, like, they just kept it hush-hush, and I think people kind of would have been okay either way. Like, as long as they didn't flaunt it about, it would have been fine.
Yeah, I think it was good that they came out and said it was,
Yeah, I like their message here. I mean, honestly, like, this is a good thing. It means Nintendo's striving for quality, like
and
what they usually
too.
do.
And all the press that came out about this was good. They're like, this is how you should treat your consumers. Like, you should be open with them and tell them what's going on.
I mean, honestly, like, Nintendo over the past year or two have been really changing their mindset on consumer base, and it's really nice to see that. I mean, granted, I make an argument that there's a lot of things that they still have to do better. I mean, their online is not good right now, but they are... with recent news, they are actually trying to do something new with it. I think they are trying to add more. It's just that they wanted enough a player base to understand, like, what is the demand for this.
They also stopped that creator program on YouTube that, like, limited who was allowed to post their videos, so post content of theirs, and it was, like, restricting to, like, fair use.
Yeah, that's really weird and interesting at the same time. I mean, to me personally, just because it has to do with copyright law and stuff. And I think it's, I mean, obviously it's bad because it's free publicity, obviously, for their games. And I feel like it probably benefits them more by them having it on there. But, I mean, we all have to remember this is a Japanese company where Sony actually has a Western mindset. Really, Nintendo likes to protect their properties a lot harder.
Yeah, they were very conservative with what a lot of people use.
Even on their Japanese version of YouTube, I forgot what it's called right now. They're very... That particular website is very picky on what is allowed on there.
Oh, yeah.
So, honestly, it's not really uncalled for where they, like, from their mindset.
Yeah, but for a while it was like...
but it's kind of...
You just couldn't post Let's Plays of Nintendo games or, like, whatever Nintendo content.
Yeah, you couldn't,
until recently. And then they were like, yeah, we're done with it, so
I mean,
whatever.
Honestly, like, Nintendo is really weird because they're fickle sometimes of what gets... What got claimed, what didn't get claimed. I mean, it's just kind of upsetting.
It was a mess, but...
It's all better now, and that's really good
to see. Which is good. So Nintendo's got a big old thumbs up from me. And finally, we recently announced that, well, they announced that there'd be a Direct tomorrow.
Yes.
At 5 o'clock Eastern Time. And It's going to be ending the largest direct drought in history. It was like over 150 days.
I mean, like that's really only like 3 months.
Yeah, it is, but it's the longest span of not having direct.
To me, I'm just kind of like, okay, I understand like it's been a while, but it isn't like, I don't feel like it was a long enough time for anyone to fret over it.
Well, because people were...
Because I know people wanted it in January just due to previous years being in January.
Yeah, the one thread I found was this was last week. It said with Nintendo not announcing a direct for tomorrow. This was Wednesday they posted.
Yeah.
This is now the longest drought between general Nintendo Directs at 147 plus days.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting just due to the fact that Nintendo Directs usually don't air on Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's usually Tuesday or
Thursday. Yeah, like they're in the middle of the week, but not on a Wednesday, weirdly enough. I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting things that they could announce in this. We'll talk about a lot of that later on, but I feel like this is a good sign. It's supposed to be 35 minutes. Yeah. So honestly, no matter what, it's probably going to be hefty. Yeah. Just due to the fact of how fast these directs have been moving since Iwata kind of passed away and someone else took up the mantle for these directs.
So we'll see what happens. We'll report about it next week, as we do, and we'll let you know what we think.
Hopefully it's a good time. I'm kind of excited.
We all are. Anyway, next company I want to throw on the pedestal is EA.
Oh, fun.
So EA actually has been the two-face in this scenario, whereas Nintendo's kind of been like, the good guy. EA has been on the fence, basically.
Which is kind of a little strange, because Nintendo usually isn't like... Nintendo usually does a good thing, but then like does a bad thing at the same time.
Screw up the online service.
Yeah, like they're usually like one or the other.
Yeah, so...
it's kind of interesting.
So EA has had two notable things happen to them over the time we were gone. The first was Apex Legends. And I'm sure you've heard me talk about this.
Well, I've seen you play it a few times.
So, basically, a week ago today, I think. It was today or tomorrow or yesterday. I think it was last Tuesday, actually. They just had a live stream. And, like, we're announcing a game. And I was like, what? And I'm like, yep. It's called Apex Legends. And you're like, what is it? And like, we'll find out. So at the end of the live stream, when they finally revealed the game, they said, hello, we are Respawn Entertainment. We make the Titanfall games, and we are making this game. It's called Apex Legends. It is a free-to-play hero shooter battle royale, which that's like the 666. Like that's.
I mean,
those are the things that are plaguing the industry right now.
It's kind of like the devil
since PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Fortnite kind of taking that over.
I mean, like
Battle Royale has been the thing for like the last year.
Like I like the concept, but it's just
I just didn't like them. Like I played 60 hours of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds when that was in like early access. I mean, and Fortnite came out, I was like, this is stupid.
I think we also have to consider this is early infancy of this new kind of genre.
Yeah.
So I think really it's just like a future to come where we could maybe get better games.
Oh yeah, this was the trend. Like there were so many freaking battle royales. It was crazy. I played one called Cuisine Royale on Steam, and it was all the armor was like pots and like pasta strainers.
That's
and
amazing.
Stuff. And like you just carried around like a grocery bag as your backpack. It was pretty funny, but like it was stupid.
Well,
there were so many. Like Call of Duty made one. Battlefield's making one. There's just so many. Like it was the thing. Battle Royale was necessary.
It still is
to make
a thing.
Money, apparently. So EA making Battle Royale sounds like the worst possible thing, especially when they add the hero shooter element, which is also becoming more of a trend this year. Well, last year. When Overwatch came out,
well, the past few years, really
brought back the hero shooter, and then Paladins tried to mimic that, and then Lawbreakers tried to be a thing and failed. What was the other one? Battleborn.
There's so many of them that tried to come out.
Hero shooter was the year before Battle Royale, basically. So it was like hero shooters are the thing, then it was Battle Royale's the thing. So EA getting on both at the same time sounded like hell, especially because it's free to play, because it's going to be full of garbage microtransactions. Because it's EA.
But even though it's EA, we have to understand this is Respawn. which has two pretty good games under their belts. I mean,
which is Titanfall and
Titanfall 2.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you
even though the Titanfall 1 is kind of an over glorified concept demo.
But yeah, Titanfall 2 is excellent. It was just kind of killed by the poor release time.
That's true.
So it wasn't very given much love. So Respawn, like I said, announced that they were making a free-to-play hero shooter battle royale. And they said, the coolest thing about our game is you can play it right now. And they're like, wait, what? And they're like, yep, you can download it right now. And like, oh, okay. So within a week of its launch, it got to 25 million players. Because it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think
it's actually dynamic and interesting. The gunplay is cool. The movement's cool. The heroes are cool. Like, it's solid. And it's an EA published game.
I'm kind of hoping this puts Respawn a little bit better on the map.
It does.
I mean, I'm very much just because they're a good studio.
And it's helping revive Titanfall 2, actually. Like, player numbers have spiked since this game has come out.
Maybe Titanfall 3 is more of a possibility than it was in the past.
Maybe is, because the lead creative director, I think, he's been in a lot of interviews, and in all of them, he's basically said, this is our game. This is Respawn's game. EA has not done much. They said, we want you to do this as the game. We said, we're making our game, and you can publish it. The biggest reason I got into this game was because it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the quote I heard from the developer was, we are very aware of the situation we're in. We are making a free-to-play, Sin 1, Battle Royale, Sin 2, Hero Shooter, Sin 3, like I said.
Yeah.
And we're published by EA, which is like 3 million sins on its own.
I mean, honestly, and it's not
we decided to just release the game and let the players play. Because we knew if we announced the game, like, in a month, then people would just tear it to shreds.
That's
online.
True.
So they made the smart decision of just release it, let people figure out that it's a good game. There weren't any issues on launch. Like, the servers were good. There wasn't, like, any major, like, outages or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they did some server maintenance every once in a while, but that was it.
I mean, even if there was a little bit of damage on the server, I mean, granted, it's a brand new game. They didn't know how many people were coming in.
Well, I'll explain why server issues are a big part of it. Can you turn me down with it?
Yeah, they're a big issue, but it's more the fact that, you gotta understand this is a new game. It's hard to gauge player base when you just announce this out of nowhere.
So it was incredible. It's a very smooth launch, and it just worked. Good game out of nowhere, and it's got a healthy life coming out. It's got a year one plan already. Like, they have a battle pass announced for March.
Yeah.
And they're planning on releasing more heroes and weapons and skins throughout the year. And like, the microtransactions in game aren't bad. Like, you can get everything for free, like it says, just by leveling up. And if you do want to pay for stuff, you can, but it's only going to give you skins, and you can buy heroes. Like, there are 2 heroes that are locked behind a paywall, but you can get them just by playing the game.
Oh, that's good.
It takes a while, but, you know.
I mean, hopefully they keep that up in the future, more like that. I mean, they probably will.
I'm thinking, like, when the Battle Pass comes out, it'll be a pretty solid expansion
I think,
of thing.
I mean, granted, this has been probably in the cook for a while.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, like, EA is not... It's not really Respawn's fault that they're under EA as a publisher either. I think...
They made the best of the situation, too.
Yeah, like, understandably, I think hopefully the consumer is getting smarter with this. And understanding looking at developers is probably a better function than looking at the publisher all the time. I think the developers have more to say than usually what the publisher has to.
Yeah, from what I've seen from the developers, like, they had, like, this developer diaries thing on YouTube, and it was, like, pretty good. Like, they showed the team behind it and, like, what they were doing, and that they knew they were an EA thing, but they were working their best to just still be Respawn. So they knew that, like, you know, people were expecting Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, some people are going to be disappointed that it's not Titanfall 3. It's a new game, and especially one like this, a Battle Royale, nonetheless.
I mean...
But the way they released it, it just worked. Like, I thoroughly believe that if they just didn't do it like the way the way they did it, it would be a disaster.
I mean... Granted, also the fact that I don't think me and Jackson are trying to say that any game that is Battle Royale hero-based is garbage.
Oh, no, it's not. I loved Overwatch when it first came out. That game kind of has fizzled out, but...
It's just the fact that they're oversaturated right now.
Yeah, the market for Battle Royales is, like I said, oversaturated. That everyone and their mother is making a Battle Royale. They're all trying to be different, but they're all the same, basically. And the 2 main competitors were... PlayerUnknown, which was like the one that kind of brought the series back, and then Fortnite came out with theirs not long after. So PlayerUnknown's was like, hey, we're going to sue you because you're trying to replicate the experience that PUBG is known
and that's for. Already done.
And they dropped that suit because they couldn't win it, obviously.
You can't copyright a genre.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if I copyright the sci-fi genre.
Racing games or something.
I copyright the sci-fi genre.
Your game takes place in space. That's my domain.
That's mine. F-Zero, I have a racing game in space. No more space.
Yeah. So... it's just been all over everywhere. It's just oversaturated, which is why when EA would announce like I said, a hero shooter battle royale, like it was expected to bomb. It would have been expected to bomb had they not just given us the game.
But yes,
Apex Legends, I highly recommend it. I've been playing it with my buddies. It's a lot of fun. But moving on from a critically acclaimed launch, let's go to a disastrous launch.
Woo!
In the same studio.
Publisher.
Anthem. So EA announced Anthem at an E3, I think a year ago or 2 years ago.
Year or two.
And they had this really cringy trailer where they had like those real gamer actors who were like talking on like the radio. Like, oh look, it's Drax the Destroyer, level 12. Oh, how are we gonna get him, guys? Like, I know what we'll do, guys. I'll use my proton laser. He's like, oh, hang on, guys, I'm eating some chips. I'm a gamer. It was just really cringy.
Dude, I hope he like put the Dorito like I hope they had a webcam and then they put the Doritos up to like the webcam and he's like, hey, look, I got it.
But yeah, when it was launched, it was like people were like, oh no. And it was, I forgot, it's not BioWare, is it? It is BioWare.
Yeah, right? I think it's BioWare.
I think so. And they're known for making good shooters for the most part.
I mean, they're honestly not a bad studio, but I think their studio like lineup has changed over the years at this point, and I think they kind of fallen a little bit.
So the game was marketed as basically, imagine like a planet full of Iron Man people, like a planet full of people who have access to Iron Man suits, and not just like the regular one, but like the Hulkbuster and like a magic Iron Man suit and like a speed Iron Man suit.
That sounds pretty fun on its own.
And it's like a shooter. It's cool. It looks cool. But then we're like, hi, we're EA. We'd like to interject here and let you know that we are making this game. And, if you expect it to be consumer friendly, you should turn around.
It's weird because like I mean I didn't look at like a lot of like the consumer stuff with EA, but like
boy, I could talk about that.
Oh yeah, I just don't care anymore.
I wrote my paper about that in senior year.
Yeah,
I made a government project on it.
I mean, like you saying, oh, you can be a whole bunch of Iron Man. That sounds way cooler than the trailer that I've seen at E3.
Yeah, all the gameplay that has worked. I'll explain why that matters. All the gameplay that has worked looks cool. Like like the flying is cool, the combat looks cool, but the issue is that the gunplay is kind of like the guns don't really feel like they do much. The javelins, which are what the suits are called, are cool, and the world just kind of feels empty. But what happened was they did a demo, right? So the demo, I'd like to reiterate that is a demo, not a beta. A beta is when you release an early version of a game.
Like a demo?
So no, not like a demo. Demo is like the finished product that you can try.
Yeah.
But a beta is like, we're not done yet. We're still developing. You can try it, but it's not done. It's an open beta. But, they made it a demo, which implies that it's done or near completion.
Yeah.
And that you should expect high quality from it.
Or at least
try it. It's finished.
In a typical demo, let's say in a more linear base game, you have like a level or two.
Yeah.
That are basically, that's what it's going to be in the final game. Those first two levels, that's how it's going to be in the final game. I'm wondering if this is their way of rewording a demo into being an alpha or a beta.
Yeah.
Because games that are in beta or alpha may get a stigma.
Yeah.
And it has the stigma due to a lot of other companies, including EA.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, I think they just, I don't know, they just kind of, they use the bathroom where they eat, basically. That's what it sounds like.
Let me explain why this demo, which was the 1st of February, was such a big deal. Because since the announcement of the game, people have been, what is this going to be? How is this going to bomb? They had to make it paramount to announce that we are not going to have loot boxes in our game because
they sound
after
like that?
yeah,
They sound like that.
But yeah, after the Battlefront 2 catastrophe, EA has to go out of their way to say we're not going to have game-breaking purchases in the game. So they made that clear, and everyone was like, "Yay, you figured it out." And then they kind of went silent until recently, and they were like, "All right, so you can play the game. Here is this chart here's how you can figure out the play of a game." So I would show you the chart if this was a video, but unfortunately I cannot. So I will explain it to you. It is a big chart that says ways to play Anthem. On the y-axis, you have all the different versions of the game. You have standard pre-order, which is on the PC, the PlayStation, and the Xbox.
Okay.
You also have the Legion of Dawn pre-order. Don't know what that means. I think that's like the expansion. I don't know.
That could be what that means.
You have EA Access on the Xbox One. You also have Origin Access Basic on the PC. And then you also have Origin Access Premier on the PC.
So I'm looking at this chart right now. Which one has the most like checkered box checked off?
Oh, allow me to explain.
I don't know what this means.
That's on the y-axis. And on the x-axis, it tells you all the different times you can play the game. So there's demo access on February 1st, which all of those have access to. And then there's early access to the full game on February 15th, which only Origin Access Premier PC members have.
Okay.
And then you can play the first trial, 10 hours, on February 15th, 2019, but only if you have EA Access on the Xbox One or Origin Access Basic on the PC. And then you can play the full game on February 22nd, only if you did the pre-order, the Legion of Dawn pre-order, or Origin Access Premier. And this chart looks like someone just threw a bunch of darts on it in like in a grid and was like, all right, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And that's how they launched the game. This is how they launched the game. Instead of just being like, yep, it's available on the February 22nd.
I mean, like, this is confusing for me who knows enough about video games to understand how they work. Like, how does any consumer know what this means? Like,
just look at the helpful chart. It'll tell you
the helpful chart, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I know, like, there's timed demos, like Nintendo has done a few in the past, like the global
Test Punch
or
Splatfest
or with Splatoon. Like those are simple. You can play. You download the thing on your Switch.
You can play during these hours on this day, and that's it.
And here's the month timeline.
Here's the if you have if you have access to a +4 wild card, then you may pass go but not collect the money and play on the 16th. However, if your opponent is Colonel Mustard, then you cannot. Then you can play on the 18th. Unless...
What if it's Colonel Sanders?
Unless he declares Yahtzee, in which case you can play.
What if it's Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can probably play right now.
Oh, awesome.
Well, he's dead.
I bought the Colonel Sanders pass, so I should be able to play.
Wait, did you get the Taco Bell expansion with that?
No.
Then you can't play it. Anyway, so... When the demo when the demo was released on the 1st, I think you could play for like 10 hours or something.
That's a good. That's good.
It was like 10 hours log in and play.
Like
you couldn't.
I have a question. What do they mean by 10? Like, do they mean 10 hours anytime?
Like within the window.
Okay, within the window. Okay.
But you just couldn't.
Great.
It was just load screen simulator, and when you did finally get to play, it was very slow and like just dead.
Like no one was playing.
No, the world just felt dead. This big open world, but nothing was walking around in it, and like all the people in the city were just like mannequins, and the fights you did were just kind of not good.
Great.
But yeah, we'll see. And then on top of that, they've been very dodgy with their microtransaction scheme. So a lot of it's cosmetic, right? A lot of it, they're like, oh yeah, you can only pay for stuff that makes you look cool, which makes sense because you can't like have an advantage if you pay for it. But then again, I like to look cool in my life. That's why I wear my cool guy jacket that my mom also got me. But if I want to look cool, you might have to pay for it.
Well, that's true.
So a screenshot leaked, and it showed a bunch of different skins for the armor packs and stuff that cost about upwards of $20.
That's a little
steep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's to put it lightly.
Like at least in Fortnite, like you can pay like $2 and you get a skin.
But $20 for a skin. And it's also like this isn't Activision, but Activision recently charged $2 for a red dot sight in Call of Duty 4.
Oh, great.
$2. And it was, don't worry, it was actually I'm sorry. It was on sale for for half off for $1 for a red dot site.
Like, is it a functional or is it just?
No, it's just a red dot site.
Okay, at least it doesn't change gameplay, but it still is pretty bad.
But yeah, this game is it's very hard to tell if it will do well or if it's just worth checking out. Don't buy it on launch. Don't pre-order if you haven't yet.
Well, yeah.
Wait a week or two because this could potentially be one of the worst disasters of 2019.
Like, how many people do you actually think pre-ordered this? This is not.
You'd be surprised how many people still pre-ordered this kind of garbage.
I'm very
especially
weird.
From EA.
I'm very weary on any even games I know that are going to be good. I never pre-order. The 2 games that we went to go get together, I didn't pre-order either of them. Like, Super Smash Bros. Did not pre-order.
I pre-ordered that one because I had a good
feeling about it. I know
Nintendo, Sakurai, everything, stars aligned for me, and that was the pre-order I did.
Well, I knew it would be fine. It's just that I didn't pre-order.
I was this close to getting the collector's edition of Fallout 76. The $200 for the
bad idea.
The helmet,
bad
the
idea.
Map. This close. I'm so glad I didn't.
Like,
I would have probably died.
I mean, I remember when Fallout 4 was coming out, and then they brought out the Pip-Boy, and that looked pretty cool. But
then it wasn't like a good Pip-Boy or something.
But then I'm just like, oh, wait, this is gonna be garbage that's gonna be sitting around my house for 15 years. You know, like I'm gonna bring it to school with me, and I'm gonna be like, hey, look what this thing I have.
It's a big plastic computer on my arm.
Plastic junk, and you know what? You know how much I get to sell it for? Less than what I bought it for. Yep.
All right, so the final company we got to bring up is Blizzard.
Oh no!
Activision Blizzard. So Blizzard was its own independent studio, and it merged with Activision.
How long ago was this?
Check it out. I'm gonna start talking about what has happened.
Yeah, just talk about it.
So last we saw Blizzard on the show was in November when they had their big old BlizzCon. That has been their annual event where they have all the diehard Blizzard fans come to Irvine, and they announce what games they're making and what expansions they're releasing and stuff. Did you find out a date?
Yeah, July 8th, 2008. So 10 years ago.
All right, but since then, things have gone kind of downhill. So since November, I will explain the events that led up to this, but their stock has dropped by 48%.
Oh no, not their stock.
That's a lot, bud.
That is a lot. Like that.
Like millions of dollars of investors gone. But yeah, that's tragic. Anyway, it all kind of started with the announcement of Diablo Immortal. Diablo was a computer-based RPG franchise.
Is it not basically. That either?
Now it is on your phone.
Well, I feel like
they announced a mobile exclusive Diablo game, and nothing for the computer, and that kind of ticked off fans. I mean, it's a deeper issue, but like they basically people were expecting Diablo 4.
Mm-hmm.
But they got a cruddy mobile game instead.
I mean, I get why fans are peeved about it. I just feel like it doesn't mean Diablo 4 is not coming, though.
It doesn't, but they never said it, so...
I mean, it doesn't... Like, I don't know. Even though they don't say something, it doesn't mean it's not coming.
Yeah, but...
And I'm not saying you should...
That was their big reveal at the end of the show.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been their big reveal.
Afterwards, they had a Q&A about the thing. One of the questions asked was, hey, are you planning on doing anything for the PC? And they're like, oh, right now we're just focusing on Diablo Immortal exclusively for the phone. We have no plans for PC. And then what followed was a giant crowd of angry fans booing Blizzard at their own event, which was the first time that has ever happened. Ever.
I mean, honestly... I think a lot of people learned a lesson in not to buy $50 for an advertisement.
Yeah, it was. I
mean, how much did you pay?
Have been. I didn't pay for it. That was the free. That Q&A was basically how it works is the pre-show of BlizzCon is free. It's like the first half an hour where they do all the biggest reveals, and then the rest of it is costume shows and Q&As with developers and whatever.
Oh, okay.
And to do that, you have to either buy the $40 virtual ticket, which will let you do that and give you some in-game items, or you could just go. So I didn't pay it for anything.
You can go for free if you just are there.
No, you have to pay for a ticket.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, you just said you could just go.
Some people like to scalp it on Twitch, like they just stream the virtual ticket. But
whatever. I mean,
anyway,
you can't do anything.
They were booed. And then not long after that, some guy came up in the Q&A line and asked if this was an out-of-season April Fool's joke. and he was promptly escorted.
I mean, that was a little rude.
Yeah, but a lot of people share the sentiment, and since then, it has been rough for Diablo fans. Then, not long after, Blizzard announced at an investor meeting that their player counts were dropping in like World of Warcraft and Overwatch and even like Call of Duty and Destiny. And they said that the Destiny Forsaken DLC did not perform up to expectations, despite it being quality, according to my friend who does nothing but grind Destiny and most of the fans. But
well, I mean,
that made the stock drop quite a bit because investors were like, "Yeah, we're done."
They put a lot of money into Destiny, though. Like how much? I mean, it was like $1 billion property they bought,
something like that.
Like, it was pretty expensive.
Then the new Warcraft DLC that was released was literally the worst ever. It was the worst expansion that had been released to the game, and this game is decades old, so that's saying something. Then Heroes of the Storm, which is a game that I greatly enjoy. It's Blizzard's take on the MOBA genre. Oh, excuse me. And they just announced out of the blue that they're done funding it.
Oh, good.
We are not funding any more esports events, so sorry about the upcoming events that you have planned, and all the casters and all the players who are now realizing at this very moment that they don't have a job.
I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, I have weird sentiments about players in that scenario. Because, I mean...
What, esports players?
It's just because, like, this isn't, like, football where you can just go to another team.
No, this was it. They stopped funding their own league.
I just don't know, like, how I'm just... It's hard for me to feel absolutely sorry for them just because I'm like, well, you made a lot of money playing a video game where other people...
No, but they were, like, literally, they just said, we're done. Like, they didn't give them a notice. They didn't say, we will stop funding after this event. They just said, we're not doing the upcoming tournament, and good luck. All the casters, all the players, and all the people who put those events together suddenly didn't have a job. And this was right before Christmas, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think the casters and everyone else makes sense. It's hard for me to feel bad for certain... Because, I mean, like... In my head, I'm always kind of like, these players have to realize that their games are going to run out sooner or later.
Yeah, but with notice.
Oh, I know.
Like,
but I mean...
Literally, the Heroes Global Championship and Heroes of the Dorm, two of the biggest esports events, period, were upcoming, like soon. And they were just like, yeah, we're not funding it.
Oh, I understand that that's tragic that it happened soon. I'm just saying...
It just happened.
I'm just saying the fact that...
Like, nothing. That was it.
Yeah, I know,
done.
But...
Then, on top of that, the development team was scaled down. They're like, we're moving you to other projects. So the game is now dying because of it.
Yeah.
Which is tragic.
I mean...
they did all this in an attempt to save money. And then they hired a new CFO and gave him a $15 million sign-on bonus and a salary that's worth a lot more. Well, whatever.
I don't know
how companies work.
I don't know enough about that.
It looks like they had money to spend. Anyway.
Well, yeah, they might be cooking the books for all I know.
They went around to all the employees, basically. They had this program called Career Crossroads, in which PR and customer service people who worked in the company for over 5 years were able to get a severance and then leave. And then they just started offering it to people in the studio. They're like, hey, do you can we buy out your contract? And they're like, why? And I'm like, oh, we just don't want you working here anymore. And like, I guess. So, hundreds of people literally just were bought out. And they left the company.
I don't know.
They're paying people to leave.
I
mean, like, big old,
I know that's a bad.
What's it called? Stuff on the wall. Sign on the wall. I don't know what the phrase is.
It's well, we can't say what the actual phrase is.
Okay, I'll let you imagine.
Yeah,
anyway, then Bungie, the developer for Destiny, left Activision after.
Well, this is just writing on the wall, which is
writing on the wall.
A word that we can actually say. I was going to say something different.
But yeah, it was Bungie left because they didn't like how Activision was screwing up their franchise, so they ended their partnership.
I mean,
Overwatch, which was like the golden goose that Blizzard just kind of came across, is just starving right now. Like, the player count has been the lowest it's been. The pro scene is kind of dying because no one likes the game anymore. It went from being like a really cool hero shooter where you can be all these different dynamic heroes to just being like a game of rock, paper, scissors with a bunch of bull crap stun mechanics.
I think
they haven't made any more content.
Well, I think really, I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to say if a hero shooter just needs a second addition. Like, do you think Overwatch is something that could use a sequel?
Not a sequel, but they need to keep making stuff for the game if they want it to stay alive.
I just don't know if like a sequel could be better for that franchise, just because like.
No, I don't think a sequel.
Do you not think?
Because when the game originally came out, it was like every month they would have a developer update with a game director, and they'd be like, "Hi, this is what we're working on. We're looking at reworking this hero. Here's a hint towards the next hero. We have a map in the works, and it will be out this time, and we also have some changes to this general overall thing." And they haven't had those in months.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just kind of like, I mean, Splatoon is like, even though it's not a hero shooter, but it still kind of has similar elements of where they put out free DLC, where they have, oh, this is the new weapon.
They're still adding stuff. Yeah,
I understand.
Hasn't added things.
I understand.
The only things they've added have been skins,
and
is like okay, but like. The game is dying as a result of
I feel like
content.
For them to renew interest, they might just have to release a new
If
version.
they just came back and kept doing what they were doing, they'd be fine.
I understand that, but I feel like it could be too late for that particular game.
Well, I don't think it's too late. They still have this whole league based around this game. They have the Overwatch League that's on ESPN, for crying out loud.
ESPN 3, remember.
It's still ESPN, nonetheless.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's really weird because I'm just kind of like...
They just need to give it something to work with.
I mean, it's kind of weird because I just feel like the company's just going corrupt. And
it is. Because, by the way, I didn't get it to the best part. Today, 775 people lost their jobs.
Oh, great.
They just kind of walked into the office after rumors have been going around for months that there'd be mass layoffs. And there was. 775.
Great.
Out of a job. There were reports of just employees like crying in the parking lot, walking to work because they knew the writing was on the wall.
I mean,
Mike made a joke earlier that like every employee was handed a box with an 87% chance to contain a pink slip, basically.
I mean, basically,
jab at the microtransactions.
I mean, it's kind of sad that. I mean, this is happening. This also brings us to the greater reason of why the video game industry in general just needs a union.
Yeah, it needs
they need to unionize. Like, there's no like.
We had this whole thing with Telltale like last year where like the whole company just went under in like an instant.
Well, there's no if, ands, or but to this anymore, just because it's just like, I mean, granted, you're like, oh, but it's kind of like an artist thing, but I'm like, well, the film industry has a union. We have Actors Guild for them. We have the filming union in general. We have so many.
Still have unions too.
We have so many different things for so many different people. I mean.
It's just not fair. Like, these people just...
and I mean, this is really, like, if there's going to be a call to action, it has to be now.
Yeah.
Like, understandably, I think... I mean, there's, like, a negative thing for consumers for us at this point, but I mean... Because I think the price for games will kind of go up because of this.
We'll see.
I don't know. It's hard to say just yet. I mean...
Just doesn't look bright for the Blizzard...
Especially for Blizzard, I feel like...
But thankfully, a lot of other companies, like, they like to look out for each other, and they're like, well, we'll offer people... Like, when Telltale went down, like, a bunch of companies were like, we're hiring, come on.
I mean,
and the same thing's happening for Blizzard.
That's one of the better... I mean, that's one of the better things about the gaming community, because it's usually interconnected just due to the fact that a lot of those companies are based in Seattle.
Yeah.
They're all based in the same area.
Yeah.
So that they all can kind of just communicate to one another.
Yeah.
But it just kind of sucks that... they just can't unionize just yet, and I don't know what the legality of them unionizing is.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
I would really enjoy seeing that.
All right, so want to talk about the future and what's coming?
Might as well. I mean, we're an hour in.
Well, no one's gonna stop us.
No, that's true.
All right, so let's talk about games. We only have a few games that I looked for a list of games and I picked out a few that are confirmed.
That are confirmed. I mean, it's really early in the year for games, I think.
We could also save this to next time, too, because there's a lot of games and
we can save games, maybe, but, like...
We could want to do one.
Want to move on to movies? Movies are very tangible.
Like, okay.
Movies are tangible. And, I mean, we can go into games when we're due to Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, because they'll announce more, and then we'll
talk about it.
We'll do movies then, and we'll call it a day. All right, so movies that are coming out this year.
Yes.
We have the Lego Movie 2, which I said is out already, but we haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
Then we have How to Train Your Dragon 3, I guess.
I heard the second one was really good. I've seen the first one. I'm not intrigued by it, but I mean, I can't say it's going to be
That's what I feel about it, too. Anyway, that comes out February 22nd. Then there's Captain Marvel, March 8th.
It's really weird because it's like the only reason I would ever want to go see this movie is for two reasons. to see a young Samuel L. Jackson because the effects actually looked pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I want to see how well they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it'll give us insight into Endgame.
Yeah, me
like
too.
Those are the only 2 reasons that I really want to go see it.
Yeah, that's about it. Then there's Us, which is Jordan Peele's next horror movie.
Oh, that'll be. You want to? Are you actually intrigued?
I don't know if I want to see it, but
I mean, Get
Jordan
Out.
Peele, I have a tremendous amount of respect for as a director and a comedian.
Did you know he's gonna be hosting the new Twilight Zone?
Yeah, I heard.
How do you feel about that?
I hope
good things.
I love him so.
I mean, Twilight Zone is very
excellent.
I like the original series. It's really fun.
That comes out March 22nd. Then there's Dumbo.
I like Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would see it.
Even for my love for Danny DeVito, I would just watch clips of him online.
Yeah,
dude.
that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't.
Then we have Shazam on April 5th.
I don't know.
Shazam.
I mean,
it's a cool, quirky movie by DC.
I mean, whatever.
Shazam. I'm a kid and I'm an adult in a kid in an adult body.
It's better than half the other stuff.
Shazam.
I mean, I understand that.
Shazam.
I don't know.
I'm Shazam.
I'm kind of over this, Jackson.
All right, now we have Hellboy on April 12th.
I'm kind of looking forward to that. I rewatched the first movie. Okay.
Yeah, Hellboy. The trailer looked kind of funny.
Do you want to?
We got to watch the original too.
Because I watched the first one already. I guess I'll save the second one until we watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard great things.
They're pretty fun. I mean, the first movie's kind of weird because we don't really get Hellboy until the first 40 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But then like the sequel kind of just continues where the first one left off, and is a lot better.
And then we're in the Endgame. Avengers Endgame comes out April 26th.
How does that rival Hellboy?
Like a week and a half later.
I'm kind of scared for Hellboy because I kind of want to see if it's good.
Well, Shazam is the 5th of April.
Oh God, dude.
And then the Hellboy is the 12th.
You moved your mic.
Yeah, my bad. And then Endgame is the 26th.
But yeah, I think Endgame's probably my most anticipated movie.
Me too.
I mean,
but what about Detective Pikachu on May 10th?
That's a pretty good. I mean, Far From Home, Spider-Man, but we're not there yet.
Shut up! I'm not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Then there's John Wick 3 on the 17th of May.
I would have to watch. I'd heard they're amazing.
I've still got to watch.
I heard they're amazing. I like Keanu Reeves. I think he's a cool actor.
Then we have Aladdin. May 24th.
Will Smith?
No.
Will Smith?
No.
It's your favorite actor from the hit franchise Suicide Squad.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Is there anything else? He's not in Resurrection.
Then we have Rocket Man, May 31st, 2019.
I mean, like...
I hope it's just Bohemian Rhapsody with...
I like Elton John, but I mean... Do I need to go see an Elton John movie?
I'd be interested. I don't know.
I'm intrigued, but I'm like...
If it's got good reviews, I'll check it out, but otherwise I'm not really interested.
Yeah, you know.
Then we have Dark Phoenix on the 7th of June.
No reason. No reason.
Is this still Fox?
Yeah, it's in the Fox universe. It's not a... I don't know if they're going to try... Like, this movie's super weird, and it's bad in every regard of the word.
Yes, it is.
It's,
My mic is over here now.
It's been in production for over 3 years. It's been...
Is Wolverine going to be in it?
No.
Ugh.
Well, it's like Apocalypse, like, where they don't...
Apocalypse now.
It's like, Dark Phoenix is one of the...
I don't care, Ben. You go on this whole tangent. It's so convoluted, right?
It's so... Like...
You've been you tried to explain this to me so many times, and I just get so lost.
Okay, so... The reason why I think it's bad... The reason why I think this is bad is the fact that this arc is probably one of, if not the biggest arc in X-Men.
That's true.
And I know it's already going to be screwed up. Even in this universe, it's already bad. So, because they do this, when Marvel gets the license, they're going to be like, oh, but you already did that.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's part of the reason why we haven't had Green Goblin or Norman Osborn show up yet, at least.
That sucks, dude. I love Green Goblin and Doc Ock.
Well, I think they are going to be in the future, but I feel like
Doc Ock yet? No, we didn't do Doc yet.
No,
I love Doc Ock.
I would really love
Mark Hamill. Cool guys.
Mark Hamill is Doc Ock, dude.
Yeah,
that'd be super cool.
Anyway, then we have The Secret Life of Pets 2.
They
no longer starring that one guy who was weird.
Louis C.K.
Yes.
I forgot.
Patton Oswalt now.
Yeah, I mean, I like Louis C.K. don't care for what he did, but I mean, I don't know. That's not a place to discuss this right
Toy
now.
Story 4 and Child's Play both come out on June 21st, I should
the
say.
trailer looks interesting for Child's Play. I mean,
I don't know. I saw Child's Play 3, The Bride of Chucky, and then The Seed of Chucky.
Those are the worst ones, Jackson.
Just ironically with my friend on Halloween.
Those are pretty bad movies.
Yeah, they were. It was awful.
I heard the first one's pretty okay. Mm-hmm. It's just that I would rather watch other horror movies.
Yeah, we'll see if it does any good.
You know what I mean?
Then we have Spider-Man Far From Home, as Ben may have spoiled for you.
Oh, yes, I spoiled a movie that already
that comes out July 5th.
Probably the...
Dude, 4th of July release night. That'd be so cool to spend 4th of July.
That's true. I feel like this might be... It could just be my most anticipated movie. Like, I like Endgame a lot, but, I mean, anything Spider-Man is higher up on the list, usually.
Then we have The Lion King. July 19th.
Hey, actually...
Live action. Live action.
No, I have a question.
Action,
I have a question.
It's animated, but it's live action, I promise.
Why did we know about Lion King way sooner than we knew about Aladdin?
I don't know.
It seems really weird. And either way, it makes no sense, so it's just dumb.
Either way, I don't want to see either of them. Then we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Which is hopefully 26th. Good. And the 9th Tarantino film, he said he's only going to make 10 films.
Oh, yeah?
Which I think is a lie, but that's just me. All of them are good except for Death Proof. And Jackson, I guess we'll have to start somewhat watching them.
Because we have to catch up for that one, I guess.
Well, I kind of wanted to view them in order with you just because I think you would have fun with them.
All right. Then we have Dora the Explorer, August 2nd, directed by Michael Bay, apparently.
I don't know if it's directed, but I think it's definitely produced.
Okay. I didn't even know this movie existed until like half an hour ago.
I've known about this for like a year or two.
I thought it was like a meme I saw on iPhone or something.
I thought that at first, and then I realized this is not a meme. This is a PG-13 movie.
Oh, boy. But what about the Angry Birds 2 movie?
That exists.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of movies that exist. I don't like...
there's It 2, September 6th.
It's more... I mean, I want to see how they screw it up.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, then there's Joker.
Probably the more interesting DC film.
Joaquin Phoenix.
It's probably the most interesting DC film to come out.
It looks interesting so far.
I think... I'll
see it.
I want to see a trailer first.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'll restrict all opinions before a trailer.
I guess they're making an Addams Family movie as well.
An animated one?
I don't know. It says The Addams Family, October 11th.
Okay. I like
Zombieland 2.
That's probably one of the other big ones on my list, just because Zombieland 1 is such a good film.
You know what's on top of my list? Sonic the Hedgehog, November 15th.
Oh, we can watch it together, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Jim Carrey's in it.
As Dr. Eggman.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to get someone to play Dr. Eggman, I think that's a good call. Yeah.
Then you have Frozen 2, November 22nd.
It has to exist.
I don't know why they couldn't just let it go. Then there's Jumanji 2.
All right, cool.
If Jack Black's not in it, don't see it.
Oh, Jack Black's not going to be in it?
I don't know if he is or not, but if he's not, don't see it.
That's the best part of the movie.
Exactly. That's the only good part about Jumanji 1.
Well, I mean, I like some other things, but it's not great.
Yeah. Then there's Star Wars 9 on December 20th.
A movie that we have to see no matter what. You know what I mean? Like,
it's going to be so painful.
Like, honestly, like, I can skip Solo. I can skip all, like, the non...
I wish I could have skipped all of them.
All of them?
Like, all the new ones. The Disney ones.
I mean, you liked Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, like, I don't care for it that much, but you do like it.
Well, not...
Maybe after this, they'll actually do something fun with the franchise.
Hopefully. Let's give it to anyone else.
Do you think... Well...
Director-wise, at least.
It's fine for direct... I don't even think it's J.J. Abrams' fault.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's Disney's fault. You know what I mean? Like, Disney wrote the script, and J.J. Abrams just was told to do. I mean, like, would you put up a fight against the mouse?
The who?
The House of Mouse.
Oh, no, not the House of Mouse.
You can't put up a fight against the House of Mouse.
They've been watching me for years, dude.
You have them on your head. Like,
exactly.
you've given up your head to the Lord.
To sign a contract with the devil. Instead of the devil, the people think the devil has horns, but no, he's got two big round ears in his head. Anyway.
It's just,
That was our show.
You got really tired out at the end there.
I don't know what just happened. I just got hit with a wave.
You became... this episode's not that exciting.
Serotonin? Is that the sleepy time dopamine thing? I think I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
For psychology, I'm taking psychology.
I'm pretty sure that's in turkey and wine and such.
Was I right? I hope so.
I don't think so.
No, maybe.
Serotonin, I think, different.
Sleep neurotransmitter.
Is this really worth it
yes.
to finish the show?
It is serotonin.
Okay, you learned something new today.
Nice. I'm not dying in psychology. I thought for sure.
This was probably one of our more boring episodes.
No, melatonin is a drug, Mike, that excretes serotonin in your brain.
Well, melatonin. I mean, you can't yell at them for saying it secretes the thing.
Sorry,
you can't yell at them.
I'm a bit wound. I don't know why. I just got kind of dead.
All right.
Thanks for watching our show. I can't really vouch for the quality of it.
This episode kind of wasn't that good. I don't know.
We're never good. I don't know what
we're never good. I think there's certain episodes that are fun. This part is fun because we're arguing, or somewhat having discussion.
We're just kind of going over what's happened over. So we should have ended earlier.
Probably.
Oh well. The more you know. So what can I play to play out? Oh, I know what I can play.
Oh no!
The one other thing that happened while we were gone was
I could just stop
Super
recording
Bowl.
Right now. Could just cut it.
No, the Super Bowl happened while we were gone.
I could just cut it.
The Super Bowl happened. Remember the Super Bowl?
No, I don't watch it. I was doing a portrait for class.
I watched the Super Bowl, and it was for one reason. I just wanted this, Ben.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
I'm sorry.
So, in case you're unaware,
I don't think people are unaware of this.
Quick TLDR: creator of SpongeBob died this year. Over millions of people were play "Sweet Victory" from that one episode of SpongeBob at the Super Bowl, and we'll all be happy. And they teased it during the show. They had Squidward and now I will play my song, and then Sicko Mode came on, and it was the worst. But yeah. Everyone wanted this, and we didn't get it at the Super Bowl, and I've officially renounced the NFL.
Why is the Super Bowl full of pansy pop groups now?
I don't know.
I mean, why
can't that one known as the Angry Video Game Nerd thing?
I don't know.
Well, it's time to go. I'm just gonna let this.
You're gonna let it play out. All right, bud.
So thank you for tuning in to Nerds of Word. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, with our thoughts on the Direct and more games to come this year. So
hopefully, actually, an exciting episode.
Jackson DiCarlo, and that was Ben Anderson over in the corner.
Yeah, I'm in
Have a good one, folks.